ever spent hours reading only to realize that by the end of the day you barely remember anything you've read? Well, it happens. It doesn't happen to only you, it has happened to many people before. And many people believe that success in academics comes from studying for long hours. But that's very wrong, because the truth is, it is not about how long you study, but how well you study. Yes, you heard me right. It's not about how long you study, but how well you are able to study. As a great scientist once said, insanity is doing the same thing every time and expecting a different result. How is that possible? It's never possible. If you have been studying the same way and not seeing any result, this is the time to change your strategy. Well, welcome to another exciting edition of The Passion Achievers, where passion meets purpose and knowledge inspires action. Yes, today we'll be talking about how to study smart instead of studying hard. Yes, how to study smart instead of studying hard. Well, studying hard often comes from spending long hours behind your book with your pen. Spending 10 hours behind your book, and at the end of the day, you don't even remember anything you've learned. But studying smart means that focusing on understanding concepts instead of just memorizing things. So you don't just memorize what is matter. No, you get to understand it so that if anybody asks you what matter is in simple terms, you'll be able to explain to the person. Okay, that is what we are talking about. What does it really mean? That even when you forget whatever the definition is, you can still explain it in your own words. So how can I explain this to somebody else? That should be your question. How can you explain something to somebody else? That is where the understanding comes in. So if you've memorized something and you can't explain it to me, then you've not really learned anything. Do you get it? So that is where learning smart comes in. Okay, so the first thing to do to be able to learn smart is the use of active recall. The use of active recall. So this is the first and most strongest point. Okay, one of the smartest way you can learn very hard. Instead of repeatedly reading your notes, your slides, or your book, just try and write whatever you've learned. Okay, so you've read slide 1 to slide 3. Sit down, take your pen and paper, try to see if you can remember all that you've read. Okay, so ask yourself questions and give the answers. That is what shows that you've been able to remember whatever you have learned. So active recall. As you read, close the slides, try and write whatever you have read. Okay, reading gives you familiarity, but recalling gives you mastery. Reading gives you familiarity, but recalling gives you mastery. So when you recall everything you've learned, it helps you to become better. It helps you understand it more. Okay, it's like learning how to write A. Then after 10 years, before you come back and learn how to write A, you forget. But today you learn how to write A, tomorrow you learn how to write A. By the time you realize, you become familiar with whatever you are learning. Okay, then the next thing is use spaced repetition. Use spaced repetition. So that's another way, another mega strategy to learn how to study smart. Okay, this means reviewing information over time, over intervals. Okay, instead of reading everything at a sitting, just reading 10 a whole course that has about 300 slides, you read all at a sitting, you won't remember. Okay, so study today, then you review tomorrow, review again after 3 days, review again after a week, then it gets to stick in your memory. Okay, so today you read 5 pages, right? Then tomorrow in the morning when you wake up, you try and go through, oh, do I remember what I've learned? As you're going through, you're remembering, oh yeah, I saw this, so it gets to stick. So by the time it's time for your exam, you've become better. You can recall everything from your memory, not just by memorizing, but because it has become a part of you. You now understand everything what you studied. Okay, then the next point is study in blocks and not marathon sessions. Study in blocks and not in marathon sessions. So studying for 8 hours straight does not always mean productivity. No, sit and study 8 hours. Oh, girl, that doesn't mean it's productive. Your brain needs rest to process information. Okay, your brain needs rest to process information. So you just sitting 8 hours, your brain is tired. You will get to the exam hall and you can't remember. Okay, let the brain rest. A smart approach, okay, a smart approach is the Paradona technique. Okay, 25 minutes of studies, you focus on your books for 25 minutes, then you give yourself some 5 minutes breaks, okay? 5 minutes break, maybe some coffee break, some tea break, or just watch some 5 minutes movie to reset your brain, gives you that calm, okay, before you come back again. And after the session, you take a longer break, okay? So after 5 minutes, you come back, continue. Then after all that you are done, then you take a longer break to know what? Rest and refresh your memory, okay? This keeps the brain fresh and improves concentration. So you're not putting too much information or too much stress on the brain, okay? Then eliminate distractions. This is very important. You claim you are coming to study, then your data is on. Okay, people need data to study, yes, that's also there. But your data is on, so every information that is on other platforms, you are receiving them. You said you are coming to study, and you see a text for Amma saying, "Hey, when will you be available for us to go and watch a movie? Or when can we go out? Or what do you want to eat?" Okay, remove distraction. If you are staying online and you are going to get information from online, then make sure that when WhatsApp or Instagram notifications come, you are not going to attend to them, okay? You're going to concentrate on your books, okay? That's one distraction that we are talking about, okay? Then strong motivational quote, okay? Strong motivational quote. Use words towards the end, okay? So tell yourself that I can do it. Don't always say that this course is difficult. So upon studying for 8 hours or studying for 2 hours, after using this strategy, things don't work well. Don't tell yourself that you can't do it, okay? Motivate yourself. So that I can do it. Even if I don't understand it today, tomorrow I'm going to do it. Understand it, because practice will bring out perfection. Okay. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. So invest in knowledge, because when you have your knowledge, when you have your understanding, nobody can take it from you. At the right time, you just pour it out and you'll be the best in whatever you do. So, first of all, don't stress the brain. No, it's very wrong. Take your time, study, and revision is important. Don't focus on memorizing things. No, get the understanding so that today or tomorrow, if somebody asks you what you've learned, you can do it. Recall, remember, and reproduce when you get to the exam hall. So don't stress the brain. Don't focus on studying 8 hours straight. Give yourself interval breaks. Do you understand? So remember, success does not come from studying hard alone. Studying hard is important, but it doesn't come from studying hard alone. It comes from studying smart, understanding more, recall more, review strategically, rest your mind, and protect your focus. Very key. Thank you so much for watching the Passionate Achievers. Don't forget to like, comment, share. Till I meet you next time. Bye.